the like button, hit the sub button, hit the notification bell. You understand me? Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Join this Fisk Unit army and get Fisk Unit tough. Alright, look. Yesterday, the Mike Evans news had Twitter in a frenzy. It did. Or should I say the X? Is it X or Twitter? What are we doing with that? Are we still calling it Twitter, or are we calling it X? Like a fast movie or something. Like, what are we doing with that? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. It had them 140 character streets on fire yesterday. And, you know, I had to think on it. You know, I didn't want to do a reaction video last night to it and then change my mind. So I'm going to be honest with y'all, like I always am. I don't know how to lie to y'all. I wish I could lie to y'all, because if I could lie to y'all, I would be a good person. You know, I tell people all the time, I don't have the morality of a good person. What I mean by that is, I'm not a liar. You should never trust somebody who's universally liked. In order to be universally liked, you have to appease people. In order to appease multiple people with different opinions, you have to lie to them. You have to appease them and cater to them to get them to like you. So if one person believes A and the other person believes B, but they both like that motherfucker, he's a liar, a snake, and cannot be trusted. The most people, the most nicest peace and blessings motherfuckers on the planet are the snakes that you really should avoid. But anyway, this ain't the Church of Giants. I don't need to be preaching to y'all right now. Mike Evans. We don't need him. We don't need him. It's a bad move. Now, if Joe Shane says we should get him, then okay, fine, we should get him. But my 2 cents, we don't need him. Look, do the Giants have a number one receiver? No, we don't. Let's call a spade a spade. As of right now, until Jalin Hyatt lives up to the number 13 on his fucking jersey, we don't have a number one receiver. We don't. What the Giants have is a collection of receivers who can get open and get the job done. Kind of like Tom Brady in New England. Tom Brady had a collection of receivers who got open and got the job done. He never really had a number one until he went to Tampa. But like Tom Brady, he had a Gronk. Daniel Jones has a Darren Waller. I'm cool with that. We got Saquon and Barkley in the backfield. I'm cool with that. The reason why I say no to Mike Evans is because I don't want to pay him. Listen, Giants fans, we already got a disgruntled running back in the backfield now. Could you imagine if we trade for Mike Evans and pay that guy before we pay Saquon? It's bad enough we gave Andrew Thomas $100 million the same day Saquon came back, hat in hand, begging to report to the Giants. It's bad enough we did that. And we already slapped Saquon in the face like 5 times this offseason. The last thing we need to do is bring in Mike Evans, give him $25 million a year, and Saquon out here begging for... Like, come on, we can't do that. It's a bad look. Even by my standards, you know, that's kind of effed up. We can't do that. We got to at least take care of Saquon before we bring in another big name, big contract, something of that nature. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. Because if we're gonna get rid of Saquon, then by all means, shit on him again. But if we plan on bringing Saquon back 6 months from now, I think it will behoove us to just at least take care of him first before we spend any more money. That's how I look at that. Also, can I see what Jalin Hyatt and Wan'Dale look like before we go and get Mike Evans? Can I just see? Now, I might be bugging. Because this is going against a lot of the things that I believe in. I believe in striking while the iron's hot and making the most of your opportunity. The Giants only have like a 3 to 5 year window to win this Super Bowl. Mike Evans will be good for the next 3 years. Same thing with Darren Waller. We only have like a good 3 to 5 year window to win a Super Bowl with this version of the Giants before Joe Shane has to reinvent the wheel and start over. He's going to have to rebuild a different version of the Giants around Danny 5 years from now. That's just how these things goes. You get a 3 to 5 year window before you got to reset it. Mike Evans will make sense. But before we bring on Mike Evans, I would like to see what Wan'Dale and Jalin Hyatt look like together. Because that's the future that Joe Shane has been building for with the wide receiver room. Wan'Dale looked great versus Detroit before he got hurt. Jalin Hyatt smoking people every chance he get. I would just like to see what the offense looks like with the young bucks out there. Am I bugging Giants fans, or should I be gung-ho to get a 30-year-old Mike Evans and pay him $25-30 million a year? Because Mike Evans is a Hall of Famer. Mike Evans gets 1,000 yards every single season. Every single year Mike Evans has been in the league, he has gone over 1,000 yards. If you think Mike Evans wants pennies, you're bugging. This is not some discount wide receiver who's just going to be happy to get a contract. No, Mike Evans wants his money. He wants his bag. And I just feel like I want to see what we have, man. We got Paris Campbell, we got Wan'Dale, we got Jalin Hyatt. I want to see what that track team look like before we bring on a Mike Evans. Because at that point it's like you got Mike Evans, you got Darren Waller. That stunts the growth of Wan'Dale and Jalin Hyatt. It just does. And I want to see what those two guys look like before we bring in a Mike Evans, who, let's call it what it is. Mike Evans is going to be our number one. He's a number one receiver. I just want to see Hyatt and Wan'Dale. I want to see what that look like, Giants fans. I need to see what that look like, bro. I just do. Because we have Darren Waller. We have Isaiah Hodgins. We have a couple of receivers who we know can get it done. I want to see what the upside of Wan'Dale and Jalin Hyatt looks like. You know what I'm saying? Darius Slayton is there for depth. Shepard's there for depth. Cole Beasley, I'm sure he'll be back soon. He's there for depth. The future of the position is Jalin Hyatt, Wan'Dale Robinson. That is the future of the Giants receiver room. Those are the only two motherfuckers that matter. Now, maybe Paris Campbell, if he can continue to stay healthy, he could be a part of that future, because Paris Campbell's in his 4th year, 5th year? He's not old. He just was never healthy in Indy. So, if Paris Campbell was able to stay healthy, then damn, what a nucleus. You got Paris Campbell, Wan'Dale, and Jalin Hyatt. That's a nice young nucleus to pair with Saquon and Waller, who are your star weapons at the skill position. I think that's a nice pairing. I can't believe I'm saying this. I don't want to bring in some old veteran who to be our number one receiver without knowing if the young guys can be that first. That's my 2 cents on it. I don't even listen. If your name ain't Stephon Diggs, Davante Adams, or some shit like that, stay away. If you want to get a Diggs or a Davante, I'm with it. But Mike Evans, nah. No. Not trying to throw shade at another number 13. Another number 13. I wonder, if we do trade for Mike Evans, that Jalin Hyatt had to give up his number 13, how does that work? I'm curious. How does that work? But, not Mike Evans. Not at 30. Nah. I want to see what the young guys can do. I want to see what the young guys can do, man. But, that's it. That's all, fellas. Subscribe to the unit if you rocking with me. My name is Fist Vegas, and I approve this message.